Welcome to our deep dive into the world of bread. Today, we're uncovering all the secrets, key questions, and fascinating facts about this staple food. You know, bread has been a cornerstone of human civilization for millennia. We're talking about a food that's been baked in clay ovens and on hot stones since the dawn of agriculture. But how much do we really know about this humble food that we break bread over, that we use to build sandwiches, that we sometimes even use as a plate? Over the next few episodes, we're going to explore the history, the science, and the sheer deliciousness of bread. So, pull up a chair, maybe grab a slice of your favorite sourdough, and let's get this bread venture started. Okay, so imagine this. It's the Stone Age, and some clever ancestor of ours figures out that grinding grains into flour and mixing it with water makes a paste. This was a groundbreaking discovery, quite literally, as it laid the foundation for one of the most important food staples in human history. Cook that paste on a hot rock, and boom! You've got the world's first flatbread. This simple yet ingenious method of cooking transformed the way early humans consumed grains, making them more digestible and nutritious. We're talking about a culinary invention that predates the pyramids. Bread became a cornerstone of ancient diets, providing a reliable source of sustenance for growing civilizations. Now, fast forward a few thousand years and bread making has gone global. From the Fertile Crescent to the far reaches of Asia and Europe, every culture embraced and adapted bread to their local ingredients and tastes. The Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, they all had their own unique takes on bread, each adding their own twist to the basic recipe. The Egyptians, for instance, were pioneers in using yeast to leaven their bread, creating a lighter, airier loaf. From sourdoughs leavened with wild yeast to flatbreads cooked in wood-fired ovens, the diversity of bread types began to flourish. Each method and recipe reflected the ingenuity and resourcefulness of different cultures. And let's not forget about beer. The relationship between bread and beer is fascinating, as both rely on the fermentation process. Did you know that early brewers were essentially making beer bread and then, fermenting it? This dual-purpose use of grains highlights the versatility and importance of these early food technologies. The point is, bread has been there through thick and thin, literally, for humanity's biggest moments. From ancient rituals to modern-day meals, bread continues to be a symbol of sustenance and community across the globe. Let's talk numbers, people, because when it comes to bread, they're pretty mind-boggling. Did you know that there are over 300 different types of bread in the world? From baguettes to bagels, tortillas to naan, bread takes on countless forms and flavors. And the amount of bread we consume? Well, let's just say it's a lot of dough. The average person eats over 50 pounds of bread per year. That's like eating your weight in bread every few years. And while some countries, like Germany, are known for their bread-loving populations, others, like China, are seeing a surge in bread consumption. It seems the world just can't get enough of this carb-tastic delight. All right, folks, let's break down the bread aisle, shall we? It's a world of dough, quite literally. We've got your white breads, your wheat breads, and so much more. Your rye breads, it's enough to make your head spin with all the choices. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you through this delicious labyrinth. Let's start with the basics. First up, we've got the classics. White bread, a staple in many households. Made from refined wheat flour, it's a versatile option. It's soft, it's fluffy, and perfect for toasting or making sandwiches. It's the bread of our childhood sandwiches. Then there's wheat bread, a bit heartier and nuttier, offering a richer flavor. Thanks to the whole wheat flour, it's a healthier choice for many. Rye bread, with its distinctive tang, comes from, you guessed it, rye grain. And for those avoiding gluten, fear not. There's a world of options for you too. We've got gluten-free breads made from everything from rice flour to almond flour, catering to various dietary needs. The point is, there's a bread out there for every taste and dietary need. So next time you're in the bread aisle, take a moment to appreciate the variety and maybe try something new. Okay, let's get real for a second. Not all breads are created equal in the nutrition department. Some, like those super-processed white breads, are basically just empty calories. But others, like whole-grain sourdoughs, are nutritional powerhouses. See, whole grains are packed with fiber, which is great for digestion and keeps you feeling full. They also contain vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that can boost your overall health. So, how do you choose a healthy loaf? Look for breads made with 100% whole grains, minimal added sugars, and pronounceable ingredients. Your body will thank you. Now, as much as I love a good slice of bread, there are times when it's best to avoid it. If you're dealing with certain digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome, bread can sometimes aggravate symptoms. And for those with celiac disease, gluten-containing breads are completely off limits. It's important to listen to your body and work with a healthcare professional to determine if bread is right for you. Remember, food should nourish you, not make you feel lousy. Alright, bread enthusiasts, let's talk about what makes a truly good loaf. We're not talking about those mass-produced breads pumped full of preservatives and artificial flavors. We're talking about bread made with simple, wholesome ingredients. Think high-quality flour, preferably whole grain, water, yeast, and a touch of salt. That's it. Now you can get fancy with different types of flour, like spelt, comet, or even ancient grains like einkorn. And adding seeds, nuts, or dried fruits can boost both flavor and nutrition. But the key is to keep it real, folks. Real ingredients, real bread, real deliciousness. Okay, let's be honest, the bread aisle can be a confusing place. There are so many brands, varieties, and claims on those packages. And let's not even get started on the ingredient lists. Some of those words look like they belong in a chemistry textbook. So, what are all those additives and preservatives doing in our bread? Well, some, like dough conditioners, are added to improve texture and shelf life. Others, like preservatives, are meant to prevent mold and keep the bread fresh longer. While some additives are generally considered safe, others have raised concerns about potential health effects. It's always a good idea to read labels carefully and choose breads with minimal processing and additives. Alright, let's talk about what happens when you eat bread. First off, those carbohydrates provide your body with energy. Think of it as fuel for your brain and muscles. Fiber, especially from whole grain breads, aids in digestion and helps regulate blood sugar levels. And some breads, like those enriched with vitamins and minerals, can contribute to your daily nutrient intake. However, it's worth noting that bread can also have some downsides. Refined white bread in particular can spike blood sugar levels, leading to energy crashes and potential weight gain. And for some people, bread can contribute to digestive issues like bloating and gas. As with all things in life, moderation and choosing the right types of bread are key. Alright folks, it's time to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty. It's bread baking time. Now, whether you're a seasoned baker or a complete novice, there's something magical about transforming simple ingredients into a golden brown loaf of bread. The basic process is pretty straightforward. Combine flour, water, yeast, and salt. Knead the dough to develop gluten. Let it rise, shape it, let it rise again, and bake. Of course, there are countless variations and techniques from sourdough starters to no-knead methods. But the fundamental principles remain the same. And the best part? The aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through your kitchen is pure heaven. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Can you eat bread and still follow a healthy diet? Bread has been a staple in many cultures for centuries, but with the rise of various diet trends, it has become a topic of debate. The answer, my friends, is yes and no. It's not as simple as a straightforward yes or no. The type of bread and the specific diet you are following play crucial roles in determining whether bread can be a part of your healthy eating plan. It all depends on the type of bread and the diet you're following. For instance, whole grain breads might be suitable for some diets, while others might require you to avoid grains altogether. If you're on a low-carb diet, like keto, traditional bread is a no-go. The high carbohydrate content in regular bread can disrupt the state of ketosis, which is essential for the keto diet. But you can find keto-friendly bread alternatives made with almond flour or coconut flour. These alternatives are designed to be low in carbs while still giving you the bread-like texture you crave. Paleo dieters avoid grains altogether, so bread is out. The paleo diet focuses on foods that would have been available to our pre-agricultural ancestors, which means no grains. But there are paleo bread recipes using ingredients like cassava flour or almond flour. These ingredients mimic the texture of traditional bread without the grains. Vegans can enjoy a wide variety of breads. However, it's important to ensure that the bread does not contain any animal-derived ingredients. Just make sure to check for dairy-based ingredients like whey or casein. These ingredients can sometimes sneak into bread products, so always read the labels carefully. And for those with gluten intolerance, there's a whole world of gluten-free breads to explore. These breads are made with alternative flours like rice, almond, or tapioca to ensure they are safe for those with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. The key is to find what works for you and your dietary needs. With so many options available, you can still enjoy bread while staying true to your health goals. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world of bread. We've explored its rich history, delved into the science of baking, and uncovered the secrets to choosing the healthiest loaves. Remember, bread has been a staple food for centuries, and when enjoyed in moderation as part of a balanced diet, it can be a delicious and nutritious part of your life. So, go forth, experiment with different flours, try your hand at baking your own bread, and most importantly, savor every bite. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating food facts and insights.